Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are on the free-to-play account. So, not too much of an update here. I will admit this is probably going to be a short, kind of little video. Um, I am currently using my energy for the champion training event, doing what I can. I'm gonna use RSL Helper overnight tonight to get me a head start, and then it's just gonna be a matter of using the brews and leveling up the champions tomorrow. So, um, I will give you we did too much Fire Knight, way too much Fire Knight. So we're gonna do one more run because if I don't pull this guy out, then I never will. Um, so I told you guys I was gonna do the dungeon events on this, and I would do some of the events that would be beneficial to me. I'm gonna actually try and go for the legendary book for this champion training event. I've been burned by that in the past, but I think I have enough stockpile this time. One of my bigger problems is that I tend to run out of brews, but I do think I've got enough brews now. You can see we're in the 200s on all of them. It does feel kind of expensive at 11,000, I think it is, points for the champion training. Um, so that does feel a little expensive, but I think we can do it. Now, the problem is this does hurt me potentially for getting White Queen on this account, and I'm kind of okay with that. I think that Legendary Book for this account, since we got to understand, I'm not doing the Summon Rush on the free-to-play account. I did it on the main account a little bit ago, but I'm not doing it on the main account, or I'm sorry, I'm not doing it on the free-to-play account. I don't know what I just said, so we're going to rewind. I did the Summon Rush on the main account. I am not doing it on the free-to-play account, okay? That's going to make it really, really hard to get White Queen. So, with that in mind, I don't think there's any reason for me to go and tactically plan every single bit of this. You can see here there's already somebody that's going to win the 10 fragments, right? And this person has already gone well over the 6350, so they are likely definitely going for second place. So to be competitive with them, obviously the argument could be, well, you're going for 11,000 points, but they may end up at 13 or 15,000 even, right? And I don't really want to go that all in. So, but for Fire Knight, we did a lot of Fire Knight. I set it on multi-battles last night when I went to bed. We only did 3,592 worth, but that was more than what we needed to get the max reward there. Good news is it did make a big dent in Dungeon Divers. I want to make sure that I got the Arena Award. I did, okay. It did make a big dent in Dungeon Divers, which is good. Now, luckily, they lined it up pretty well, so I'll probably get all of this because I just saw that Spider's about to start. And so Spider overlapping with Dungeon Divers is pretty good. They don't always... They haven't been overlapping very well lately, so that's nice that Spider starts. I thought it started sooner, but 9 hours. So tomorrow will be Spider. I can run Spider while I'm at work, and that will coincide with Dungeon Divers, which is still going. Artifact enhancement, I don't know. I mean, I did get a lot of gear. Maybe I could consider rebuilding some of these champions. Um, I really like the builds on a lot of them, though. I mean, I feel like my Rathalos is built really, really strong. Um, so I don't know, really where I'm going to change builds too much, but um wait, what did he have? Okay, I thought he had multiple pieces of Relentless for a second. I got kind of excited. Now, Spider is going to be one of my weaker areas, so I'm glad that we've done as much as we've done on Dungeon Divers, because I may not get a lot uh, Honestly, I probably won't even worry about doing. I'll do spider with whatever. I need to save energy. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to dictate like what resources I want to spend. Um, it's not a waste to get the fragments, right? When the fragment summon is over, I'm assuming that I'll be able to get take those fragments that I got and use them towards High Mother Maud. Maud. I don't. There's been a lot of discussion on that. So right now you can't convert them, but if you could convert them, uh, later on, it would get me more chests. Which I don't really care about the fragments as much as I do the really good rewards from the Maud events. Um, this is super slow, and that's mostly because I'm running 3 instances of raid right now. But um, yeah, that's kind of my thought process. So I'm not, but I have to admit that I'm kind of giving up on going for it. You know, there was that part that's like, well, I'll do everything and then see where we're at the end. But it's a pipe dream, and I really don't like wasting resources for resources' sake. Uh, she's a good champion and would make a difference on my account. I completely agree to that. But somebody made a comment on one of my videos that was, or I think it was on the poll that I put out, you know, are you guys going to go for her or not? And they made a great argument about she's not a newt level fusion, so not gonna. And I got to kind of agree with that. And we did talk about, right? Mithrala would bring more to the table. On my main account, I already have Mithrala, and I can only have one Mithrala. So it's nice to have Mithrala and White Queen on my main account. But on this account, I don't know that it would be as impactful. You know, we're talking about White Queen refreshing Newt's cooldown or other, you know, who really whose cooldowns really am I trying to refresh on this account for Hydra when, you know, when we start taking that a little more seriously. Um and really there's not that many. I mean, even if you look at Vargal, right? I mean, once booked, this is a 2-turn cooldown. I mean, you can't. That's so, like, really, do I need to cooldown reduce that? I could just build him fast, which is easy because guess what? He's super fast. So, I'm not that worried about her on this account. Now, on that account, I really need the cooldown reduction. So, the cooldown reduction of the A1 is nice. The turn meter fill of the A2 is nice, plus the cleanse, plus the revive. It is a good champion. I just don't know that it's worth what would be an extreme commitment from this account, which would hurt me for future fragment summons and fusions. Like, what if next month's fusion ends up being Newt 2.0, right? So I have to play in that space. If on the main account the next fusion is Newt 2.0, I just also go for that one because I have all those resources stockpiled. So we're not quite so lucky here on this account because it's free to play. So, okay. Um, I did, though, like I said, I did a lot of Fire Knight, and I got a lot of gear. I did a mini cleanse again. You'll see we're down here at 1222. We're still pretty high, but I did do a mini cleanse. The reason that I'm like on the bubble about doing Spider is because, quite frankly, I need to use the energy to level up champions for this tournament because I think the rewards here are really darn good. Um, Obviously, we get the fragments along the way, but we're talking about a legendary book, an epic book. I mean, we don't really come by a lot of those right now. We kind of do get it. I mean, we're looking pretty good when you look at how many I have stockpiled. That's pretty good when you consider that they're all coming from uh, Clan Boss. So Maybe I don't need to go all in for this tournament. I would kind of like this amount here. I don't know. I do want to show you guys the trick. I usually show this to you guys. If you're new to the channel, you may not have seen it before. So what you'll do is before leveling somebody up, so right now we're about to level up a 2-star, right? So we're going to take one brew. We're going to put it into this guy. We're going to take one brew and put it into this guy. And then we're going to upgrade the rank of this 2-star with these two level 10s. That gives me a 3-star, but it gave me an exceptional amount of points along the way. So now I have a 3-star here that I want to level up. I'm going to use, and then I have 3-star food, right? So we're going to come in here. We're going to upgrade level. We're going to find those 3 stars. Now this time I'm going to put 2 brews. Now, the best rule of thumb that I've found is to put enough brews into them to get them about halfway. Now, for me, I have found that 2 brews on a 3-star gets you to 15, which is exactly halfway. So I'm happy with that's what I usually put on my 3 stars. If you're doing a 4-star, you can do 3 brews. That gets you just short of 20. If you do 4 brews, it does get you to 21, but I think you're getting less value for that 4th one. You know, so here we're going from 14 to 18, and then you're going from 18 to 21. So only 3 levels there. I feel like you're getting less value. So I like to put 3 into them if I'm being conservative. If I'm being lazy, or I feel like I'm gonna fall behind in the event, maybe I do 4. But I like 3 on there. And then for the 5 stars, I think I usually put 5 into them. I don't know that I have any 5 stars that aren't leveled. This would be the closest that I have as an example, and he's already got 5 levels in. So keep that in mind. We deduct that 5 levels. We're below halfway, right? Would be at 22. But that's usually what I do with the 5 stars, is put 5 brews into them, get to 22, and then feed them after that. Now you may be saying, well, that feels like an absolute waste of resources. And I understand how it can feel that way, but the reality is it's just not. It gets you a ton of points for very minimal resources. So if I just do it as an example again, right, we're talking about a 2-star here, 1 brew, 10 levels, that's 9 points. And that may sound very, very small, but you did nothing for that 9 points. No energy cost, no gem cost, just brews that, unless you're using brews on a regular basis to level your champions, which I don't believe you should be, they're probably just chilling in here again, wasting away. So it is a good strategy. This is not my strategy. This has been a strategy that I picked up from other content creators. I'm not trying to take credit for it at all. It is a great strategy that I've seen thrown around. Now, someone has shared, I think in my Discord, whether it was my clan Discord or my my streamer Discord, I don't know where it was shared, but someone shared a visual aid that showed the optimal amount of brews and leveling at 12-3 brutal to get for champion training. So this is kind of just spitballing. This is just what feels right to me. But if you are a very min-max type of person, there are more, and super efficient, there are more resources out there. So I would check Reddit and those things. So then you rank up the Hound Spawn. So it's 50 points for the rank up, plus however many points it took, right, to get the 3-star halfway. So if we... yeah, just for demonstration's sake, I'll put 2 in here. So yeah, 28 points there for 2 brews, right? I mean, that's it adds up over time. It sounds a little ridiculous, but it does add up over time. I've used this strategy many, many times. It does make this way faster. You'd be really surprised if you're just doing it with energy. It's going to take you a while. Um, all I've done today was run maybe 20, 25 runs, maybe even less than that, um, of 12-3 brutal, and I'm at 1,000 points doing that bruise, the brew trick. So highly recommend that trick if you don't already know about it. And if you don't believe me, feel free to take a look at it. You'll find Hell Hades is where I first heard about it. Um, there's probably a video from Saf on it too, so I'm sure there's plenty of content out there that can help you complete that event. So I'm probably just gonna go as far as getting the fragments, and then we're gonna see where, or I'll probably go as far as getting these things. I always forget what they're called. I think soul coins, maybe that sound about right. Soul essence. That's right. That's right. These are the coins, and this is the essence. Um, the soul essence can be pretty valuable, especially on this account where I can't farm it right now. It makes it a little more viable to pull champions or pull souls from the soul merchant, which I currently don't do. So that is one option there. So okay, that is pretty much everything I have for this video. I just have to get back onto the grind, but we'll see how Spider goes. I don't know the last time I did Spider. I don't think I can do 19. I don't. Sun Wukong smacks now. So there is that possibility. And I don't know if Geomancer is better here or not. I also don't know if Rathalos isn't better than Kale here. I definitely think Rathalos needs to be in there. Let's see. Stage 19. Okay. Okay. What's interesting is this is a pretty decent hard team. Except for the Armiger, I would take him out. Oh, that's right. The UDK can't take that many hits. The poisons add up pretty quick on him. Yeah. And then the heal. I just want to try something. I know it's not going to work, but I want to try it. I think we drop Armiger. We bring in Geo. We drop the nukes. We bring in that. We bring in that. I'm going to do this one on manual and see. I'm just curious how this mechanic works. No, that's not nearly enough damage. Okay. And then we don't have what we need to kill the spiders. Although, we do have the decrease. I'm going to save the revive for when he dies. Can we kill the spiders? Oh, that's a single target hit. I thought that was an AoE. Oh, he's a little tankier now with all the damage reduction. I think the spider's going to heal too much here, though. Yeah, she did take a lot of damage. Like, I feel like this might work in a very, very slow, methodical way. I mean, the other option that I like... is it Sun Wukong or is it Rathalos? I think it's going to be Rathalos. Okay, we're going to go with Rathalos here. Sun Wukong does have more AoE, but I think Rathalos works with the idea that I'm going with here. That was weird. There was a bigger chunk that went down with one of those hits, and I don't understand why. Does she have a reduction in turn meter removal, or was she over turn meter there? She must have been over turn meter, because that's supposed to be a full turn meter removal, but if it's my understanding, they remove the equivalent of a turn meter, but you can go over turn meter, so I only would have removed a portion of it. This is going well, though. She healed very, very little. I'm not saying we could auto this, but this is going well. It's kind of... I mean, it's not really doing what I had hoped, but the damage reduction just from Geomancer being out there, which actually isn't even it, because Geomancer reduces damage on... So because that maybe because I'm using the shield in a different rotation than what his default rotation is, so he's taking less hits. Because the damage reduction, I think, only applies to my team if they're under HP burn, which none of the little baby spiders are. But to not have to revive UDK is good. I was under the impression I would have to. See, that chunked bigger. Is it because he's not under a shield now? No, see, he's not under a shield now, and it's still chunking small. This should be... Yeah, that's a big turn meter removal there. I feel like this team is just fast enough. I mean, this is pretty much autoed. I just need to turn off the revive. And I would say that if Ursula's only there for the revive, then I could just use Armiger in her place. The problem is, she's also there for decreased attack because Ultimate Death Knight has 0 accuracy. So I need Ursula in there for the decreased attack as well. But that worked out very well. I'm really just counting on Geomancer for turn meter reduction, but also he does do a lot of extra damage because of his mechanics. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain, you know. Obviously, it was a manual team, so I don't know how well I can consistently do that. Spirit Affinity, though, would be our best... it would be our worst affinity because I'm using 3 Force Champions. So... Alright, I'm not going to do that one on camera. I kind of drew out this video. I didn't mean to. It was just an idea I had in my head, and I just went in there and tried it out. And so I hope maybe that would be some insight for you guys as to, like, figure out progression. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, I have this idea. Will this work? So what my idea was is Geomancer... This isn't a part of his kit that gets covered very much because you really are... Everyone talks about Stone Guard. And the deflection, right? The deflect damage and the damage reduction, right? So that's what everyone talks about when it comes to Geomancer, but he also fully depletes the turn meter of his target and fills his meter by the loss. So that, you know, that's why I was saying she was over turn meter, because he fully depleted it, which took it down only halfway because she had gained that much, like, over turn meter, I think. But that's a big part of it that people sometimes forget, is the turn meter reduction that he brings. And if I really wanted to be cheeky, I could kill the little spider legs with this and reduce the cooldown and keep this up non-stop if I really wanted to be cheeky about it. Because it would reduce it by 2 turns. It's a 3-turn cooldown, which is basically giving it right back to me. I don't know if I can code that into his auto. Like, I don't know if he's going to use that on the spider or on the spiderlings that he could kill. You know what I'm saying? And the cooldown on that's kind of high, too, because I don't have it booked. I don't know. I was really, really pleased with the way that went down. And I always forget about that part of the mechanic, too. And Rathalos, I think, does more damage overall than what Sun Wukong would be able to put out there. Just because of the pure damage. He does less to the spiders, but that's kind of good because it gives the spiders more time to spawn. So I don't know if Sun Wukong would necessarily be better in that instance. But the other thing I could try down the line... would be trying to freeze them with Ray so that they don't get the turn at all, and then just using the Geomancer stuff to get the spider down. But yeah, I think that was surprisingly decent. I hadn't really tried that comp, and that worked pretty well. So maybe I'll investigate that a little bit further and see if I can turn that into an auto team. I'm sure that I could. Just gonna take a little bit of work, but that's a future problem because right now we need to be focused on the champion training tournament. So I've got 560 energy. Remember, I have plenty of potions down here that I can pop. I think I've done my dailies for the day and my weeklies, so I don't really have any other energy or that much energy that I can can go for. But it's just a stupid summon rush. If it wasn't for the stupid summon rush, I would go for this fragment summon. But you know, with free to play, it's just you got to be so careful. So that's the part that I have to keep reminding myself is like, hey, this is free to play. Like, if you get into the weeds and then you don't get it, all those resources were for naught, right? So, all right. Well, hey, thank you guys for watching. What was supposed to be a short episode turned into a long one. Classic Roadblock. A couple of things I did want to talk about. For my birthday, I'm gonna add another stream. So I'm gonna stream at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm probably gonna add another stream in there around 10 a.m. Eastern time. This is gonna be a little more convenient for those of you in different time zones from me. You know, some of my international viewers. I think that'll give me a bit of a boost, or bit of a boost to you guys to be able to watch. Rather, is what I'm trying to say. Um, and I'd be able to stream at that time because I don't like streaming when my family is home slash awake. That's why I usually wait till 9 p.m. But my daughter would be at school at that time, so I'd be able to stream um, without any distractions or anything like that. So uh, you'll see for sure when I add it. I probably add it later, probably later next week when I have a day off and I can kind of plan out my schedule. But keep an eye out for that. You'll see it. I don't know. Wonder what it looks like if you just go to my YouTube. Let's see. I'm really making this long. Yeah, so if you go to my YouTube and you click on live, you'll see the time that's currently scheduled for the birthday stream. So you can click the notify me button and it'll let you know, hey, Roadblock's going live for this. I'm gonna add another one in there. So that stream would probably go until about 2 o'clock Eastern time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Um, and then I would take a break until the night stream on my birthday. So uh cool. And then also, if you click live, you'll see the VODs from all the account takeovers that I've done recently. Those have generated a lot of views, actually. So I'm surprised about that. But yeah, you'll see all those. You'll see the account takeovers that I've done for my clan members and for members of the community and such. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you for all the support, and I will see you in the next one.